Good morning. I have had a question from a customer about how to reflect images using your stamper. So first of all, reflecting an image would be taking, like for example, this little goose or duck, and he's facing to the left. And let's say I want to have him facing outward on this hand and outward on this hand. How do I do that? Well, you can do that using your stamper. Now, I'm going to say it's not easy. It's a hit and miss, trial and error kind of scenario for sure. What you have to find are a couple of jellies in your collection that are going to play well together. And that can be tricky. What I have found is that brand new jellies tend to work better, but again, not a rule of thumb. You can use your squishy stamper for sure, but if you plan to layer, that's not going to work. Could work with your first layer. It's not going to work with your outline because you need to be able to position that with accuracy. So let's go ahead and I'll show you what I mean here by reflecting. And let's start with our outline, our base here, his little body. Make sure your stamping polish is well mixed and not too thick. This is even more important in this scenario. Now go straight to the other stamper. We got most of it. But we missed his little bottom of his body. Now, is that gonna matter? It sure is. Okay, let's do that guy again. Let's do it again. Okay, so make sure your stampers are clean. Using your sticky pad, get any residue off of there. Give this guy a wipe. You can see the journey that is reflecting images. Oh, that's 34. I'm gonna use this guy, 236. He's a little less thick at the moment. And white. Okay, ready? Here we go. Scrape and go. That's better. Okay, now you don't want to waste too much time and get this guy cleaned off and move him over. Now, there is a fresh tack-free top coat on that nail, which is going to help to remove that image from your jelly. If you're not using a light cured product, then I recommend using a sticky base. And that's gonna help to just pull any layers off your stamper and onto your image. Is this guy split? No, there's just something on there, I think. Yep, there we go. There we go. Okay, so that's ready to go again, clean. We've got our first layer down. Let's go ahead and try this teeny tiny layer of our little goose's beak and his little feet. Those are going to show through slightly. So let's make sure they're there too. Okay, so I've got this guy ready to go, making sure he's clean. We're going to go straight to that stamper again. And move those guys over. And don't waste any time. Clean off those extra bits. Okay, now get yourself oriented here. Now I'm going basically by where his beak is. I wish I had a little bit more light here. I think we're good there. Give him a push and a wiggle. Let's hope that that tack-free top coat does its job. Perfect. Okay, now at this point, because you've got that guy reflected so nicely, managed to lift both of those bottom layers, I'm going to recommend doing another layer of your tack-free top coat and curing it. Because if we come with our outline and for some reason it does not work, or it only goes on partially, you know, there could be a number of different challenges. If you've got this guy cemented in, then you can just wipe it off and go again without having to start right from the start. So let's cure that guy. He'll need 45 seconds to cure. And while we're waiting, we will clean this guy off and get ready to do our outline. So the plate is clean. Let's make sure our jellies are super clean. And as I see, these are 2 brand new jellies. I just took them out of the bag yesterday because they come in a little baggie. I always take them out the night before, leave them sit on a flat surface, and then by morning they are crystal clear and ready to roll. Okay, this should be almost done. Make sure he's cured all over. Just gonna get the edges a little bit. Okay. So now that, if we have to use solvent or polish remover, whatever, on top, that guy's good to go. He's not gonna budge. All right, so we've got this guy cleaned up, this guy cleaned up, and now we're gonna do our outline. Okay, so immediately lift, immediately, that guy didn't roll over very good. Okay, do it again. We may have to thin that black a little bit. Doesn't seem too thick, but we'll try it one more time here. And if it doesn't go, then we'll have to thin it. Because these are pretty fine little lines, so. There we got them. Had to move faster, that was all. Okay, so let's get rid of the extras we don't need. Don't want to take too much time because I'd like to be able to take my time to actually line things up here. Looking at his feet and then getting everything else placed. So the other benefit to putting that tack-free top coat over again and curing it is it again is going to pull that right off onto our cute little duck. Okay, so there he is going the opposite direction, and obviously to do his counterpart, do I have one of those pops ready to go in that color? No, I don't. But I can go ahead and do him on here. Just so you can see them going in the opposite directions. Go ahead and lift that guy up again. All right, so we need his body. And then his cute little feet. Oh, we don't want to do it on white because you're not going to be able to see it. Let's do it on this cute little yellow one. And we need his little feet and his little beak. So again, you can use this guy for reflecting. It does move over quite easily onto that guy, but if you are planning to layer like we have with this little duck, then obviously an opaque stamper isn't going to do the trick. But if you're not worried about layering and you're just doing the outline, then that guy works really well as well. Do I need to clean? No, I do not. We're good. Okay, so we're ready for the outline. And again, I'm going to look at his little feet. And then roll everything else up where it needs to go. And now we have the little ducky going in 2 different directions. So there you go. That's how you reflect images. It can be a little frustrating to get started until you find those jellies that will play well together and until you get moving quickly enough to make it happen. Make sure you give us a follow, and thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next video.